Hey, my friends, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back. Chris here again. Today, I'm going to do today we're going to start another series review. This one is going to be the Matt Helm series. It's a series with Dean Martin in it, about him being like this debonair super spy, similar to James Bond, but more like Austin Powers. And there's like 4 movies in this series. So I'm going to be checking these movies out over the next couple of reviews. And we're going to be starting with the first one called The Silencers from 1966, directed by Phil Carlson. Well, again, this stars Dean Martin as Matt Helm. He is basically, I would say this is like a proto Austin Powers, but in America. You know, Austin Powers is English and he's a British secret agent. Well, this is Dean Martin. He starts off as this retired secret agent. He's been retired for a little while, but they need him back in the thick of things to, you know, solve some more dastardly deeds. And we start the movie seeing Dean Martin on this big bed. He's, you know, making love to a woman here. He just finished making love to a woman. He's on this bed, he's yawning, and all of a sudden the bed starts moving across the floor, and this, like, door panel opens up, and the bed raises up, and he slides out of the bed into a bubble bath with, you know, women in the bubble bath with him. And at that moment, I knew this isn't just a spy movie, because when I first did a little research into the Matt Helm movies, I didn't know, just at a glance, you know, I didn't know that it was a comedy. I thought it was strictly just an adventure spy thriller, you know, in the vein of James Bond or something like that. It wasn't. It was very much a goofball comedy. You know, there's a lot of really good dialogue that's well written here that is fairly funny and finds the mark, especially, I guess, for the time. But they really play up Dean Martin being like a ladies' man. And I'm sure at the time, the 60s, Dean Martin probably was. Like, he was that dude, you know what I mean? He was him. He was the dude that was getting all the ladies, probably all the men if he wanted them, you know what I mean? Like, he was a man's man. He was a dude's dude. He was a sex symbol, you know, just to be completely honest. And so they've got him in here making out with women, you know, but they do that like sloppy pre-rating system kiss where they're just like mushing faces together and rubbing them. You know how that looks. They're doing all the old-timey kissing, and then, you know, but it's the super sexy swinging 60s. So, I mean, we got a lot of ladies in bikinis. We got a lot of pastel. I mean, it looks very, very, it's the 1960s. What can I say? Everything's polka dots and ribbons and off colors, but it was good. I enjoyed the movies because they were funny, and there was a decent bit of action, but it was that old school action where it was, you know, you come from a punch like from Africa and you bring it way around and you miss the guy by like a foot. You know what I mean? It was that old school Western fighting. It was okay, you know, and I enjoyed it. But I think the first film, The Silencers, I don't think that it really is. I don't think it explores the character of Matt Helm as much as, like, say, the next film will. Because this one, it almost felt like they couldn't make up their mind if they wanted it to be strictly a spy thriller or if they wanted it to be a comedy. They couldn't decide, and so there were times where you get these, like, really super serious scenes, and you're like, oh, man, okay, well, this is, like, there's something at stake here. And then there's other times where you get this kind of, like, obnoxious comedy, slapstick comedy, you know, like, oh, he goes to shoot somebody and the bullet comes out the back of the gun because it's rigged that way, kind of thing. And it's just, you know, there's some decent comedy in it, but they really couldn't decide what they wanted to be. And in the next films, I feel like they really latch on to what they're trying to achieve with these films, and they go for broke. And they're better films, in my opinion. It's not very often that a sequel and another sequel, you know, that each sequel gets better. But I have found myself enjoying each one of these Matt Helm movies a little more than the last when I would watch them. In fact, I think The Ambushers is probably my favorite so far because it feels the most like this is what this character is. This is the story we're trying to tell. that doesn't seem confused with what it's trying to achieve. And I like that. You know, I appreciated that, and to me, that was my favorite one. But we'll get into the ambushers at another time. The silencers, again, I enjoyed it. Dean Martin was really good in it. There's a lot of old school actors in it that I couldn't tell you where they've been in, but Dean Martin's the only one that I know for sure that most of y'all will have heard of. Plus, he's the leading dude. I don't know where I was going with that, but The Silencers is going to get 2.5 stars because, again, it seemed like it was a little confused, didn't know where it wanted to go, didn't know, what it wanted to be. But the next movies are going to be better, and so it gets 2.5 out of 5 stars. You can stream it on Tubi if you want to. If you guys are looking for looking for it, stream it on Tubi. Actually, all the Matt Helm movies are streaming on Tubi if you want to check them out. And that's it, guys. If you like the reviews, please like and subscribe by all means. And let's start. If you've seen the movie, let me know what you think about it in the comments. And as always, thank you so much. I'm going to keep making them as long as you guys keep watching them. God bless y'all. Peace out, and I will see you soon.